Okay, so let's be real. Have you ever found yourself, like, wide awake at 2 a.m., just scrolling endlessly on your phone?
Oh, definitely. Even when you promise yourself tonight was the night for 8 solid hours.
Exactly. And then the next day hits and your brain's just
Yeah.
foggy, right? Like you're
Yeah.
wading through treacle. We've all been there.
Uh-huh.
So today we're diving into something that, well, it affects every single one of us. Sleep.
But we're going beyond just feeling less tired.
Yeah, way beyond. We're unpacking how sleep actually impacts, like, your intelligence, how well you learn stuff, lock down memories, even your creativity.
Think of it as finding the hidden brain hacks for being smarter,
We're at
sharper,
that.
yeah, more creative.
Totally. We've been digging into this transcript from a really interesting YouTube video. It breaks down the science and gives some practical tips.
Right. And our mission today is basically to pull out the absolute gold from the stuff you can actually start doing, like tonight.
Actionable strategies to
Yeah.
optimize sleep, boost your brain power, and just feel better overall.
Exactly. That's the goal.
Okay, so we all know sleep is important, but sometimes doesn't it feel like you could be, I don't know, using that time more productively?
Let's just power through and maybe grab an extra coffee.
Yeah, like is sleep just downtime?
Well, that's a really common myth, actually. The video transcript makes it super clear. Sleep isn't passive. Your brain is incredibly active.
Active how?
It's doing critical work. Memory consolidation is a big one. Think of it like your brain is organizing the day's files, putting everything in the right place so you can find it later.
Ah, okay. So that explains why sometimes I'll struggle with a new idea all day,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next morning, it just clicks. Like my brain sorted it out overnight.
Precisely. That's exactly it. And it's not just filing facts. Your brain's also problem solving during sleep, making these like surprising connections.
Connections I wouldn't make when I'm awake.
Often, yes. And nurturing creativity. The research highlighted shows that especially during REM sleep, that rapid eye movement stage, this organizing and connecting process really ramps up.
REM sleep.
Yeah, think of it like your brain's nightly software update. Optimizing memory, learning, even how you process emotions. Getting enough REM is like hitting install on a better brain.
Okay, let's unpack REM a bit more. People hear the term, but what's actually going on?
Right. So REM usually kicks in about 90 minutes after you fall asleep. It happens multiple times a night, and the periods get longer towards the morning.
90 minutes, okay.
And it's fascinating. Your eyes are moving rapidly, hence the name, and that's when most vivid dreaming happens.
Right, the crazy dream.
Yeah. But here's the kicker. While your brain activity is super high, almost like when you're awake,
Uh-huh.
your body is essentially paralyzed, temporarily, of course.
Whoa. Active brain, still body. That's wild.
It is, and that specific state seems crucial for locking in memories, boosting learning, and even keeping us emotionally balanced.
Okay, that really resonates with the whole stuck on a problem thing.
Yeah.
You struggle all day, sleep on it, and bam, solution appears.
Exactly. The transcript actually called it a cheat code for the brain.
I love that. A cheat code. It feels like you're getting an unfair advantage just by sleeping properly.
It really is like a mental cheat code. And the benefits extend to emotions, too. I mean, think about how much worse everything feels when you're sleep deprived.
Oh, tell me about it. Everything's amplified.
The video mentions someone almost crying over a lost sock after pulling a couple of all-nighters.
Huh, I can totally see that happening. Minor things become huge deals.
It perfectly shows how sleep helps regulate emotions. Without it, tiny frustrations feel like mountains.
Yeah, absolutely. Your emotional resilience just tanks.
Mm.
But it's not just about feeling grumpy or struggling with problems, is it? The transcript mentions some pretty serious health risks, too.
Yeah, if we zoom out to overall health, consistently cutting sleep short isn't just about feeling tired. There's some concerning data.
Like what?
Well, the American Heart Association found that people regularly getting less than 5 hours of sleep a night, they have triple the stroke risk compared to those getting around 7 hours.
Wow, triple. That's sobering.
It really is, and it doesn't stop there. Harvard Medical School research showed adults sleeping less than 6 hours consistently face a 200% higher risk of depression and anxiety.
200%. Gosh, that really puts it into perspective.
Mm-hmm. It hammers home that sleep isn't optional, you know? It's fundamental for both physical and mental health. Knowing this stuff makes you want to take action, right?
Absolutely. Okay, so clearly we need good sleep. But just saying get more sleep isn't always helpful. We need those practical hacks you mentioned. What did the transcript suggest?
Right, actionable stuff. One of the first big ones is blue light. from our screens, phones, tablets, computers.
Ah, yes, the enemy of sleep.
Well, it kind of is. That blue light mimics daylight, tricking your brain into thinking it's still
So
daytime.
it messes with melatonin.
Exactly. It suppresses melatonin production, that hormone that signals time for bed. This makes it harder to fall asleep and reduces sleep quality overall.
Okay, I am so guilty of the late night scroll. What can we actually do about it?
A few things. Use night mode or night shift on your devices that helps reduce the blue light.
I do that sometimes.
Better yet, try to put the phone away completely, like at least 30 minutes before bed.
Oof, that's the tough one.
I know, but it makes a difference. Or you could try blue light blocking glasses in the evening. The main idea is just minimizing exposure before sleep.
Okay, putting the phone down.
Yeah.
Noted. What about bedtime routines? The transcript talk about those too, right?
Yes. Huge emphasis on winding down properly, preparing your mind and body.
So what kind of things help?
Calming activities like listening to chill music. Think lo-fi beats, soft jazz, that kind of thing.
Okay.
It's actually been shown to improve sleep quality, lower stress, lower heart rate. There was a study mentioned, Journal of Advanced Nursing, backing this up.
You know, I've started doing that recently, just putting on some quiet music, and it does seem to help. Quiets the mental chatter.
Exactly. Another great suggestion was journaling. Specifically, just writing down maybe 3 good things from your day.
3 good things. How does that help?
It helps shift your focus away from worries or overthinking. Kind of helps you mentally unplug and end the day on a positive note. Gives a sense of closure.
I like that. Simple, but I can see how it would work.
Right.
Okay, next hurdle. The consistent sleep schedule, especially weekends. That's my downfall.
You and everyone else, it's so tempting to sleep in, isn't it?
Totally.
But the transcript really stresses waking up around the same time every day, even on weekends, as much as possible.
Why is consistency so key?
Our bodies love rhythm. A regular schedule regulates your internal body clock, your circadian rhythm, makes it easier to fall asleep and wake up feeling refreshed.
Yeah, I definitely pay for it on Monday if I sleep till noon on Sunday. Feel totally out of sync.
Right. The suggestion isn't to be super strict, but maybe wake up only an hour or so later on weekends, not 4 or 5 hours later. Minimizes the disruption.
Okay, an hour later. Yeah, we can manage that. So we've got light routines, schedules. What about the actual bedroom environment?
Ugh, the sleep sanctuary. Crucial. The transcript used a great analogy. Make your bedroom like a 5-star hotel for sleep.
Ooh, I like this out of that. What makes it 5-star?
Cool, dark, and quiet. Those are the keys.
So practical things.
Blackout curtains are great for darkness. White noise machine or even earplugs or a white noise app can help mask disruptive sounds. Keep the temperature cool. Basically minimize anything that could wake you up or prevent you from falling asleep.
Cool, dark, quiet, 5-star sleep hotel.
Got it. What about food and drink? Any major do's or don'ts there?
Definitely. Caffeine is a big one. Be really careful with it later in the day.
How late is too late?
Well, it can stay in your system for up to 6 hours, sometimes longer for some people.
Yeah.
So that 4 p.m. coffee could easily be messing with your 10 p.m. bedtime.
Oh boy. My afternoon iced coffee habit might need rethinking.
It might. Experiment with having it earlier. On the flip side, some things can help sleep. Foods rich in magnesium and melatonin.
Like what?
Bananas, almonds are good examples. And a classic chamomile tea before bed can be really calming. Okay, swap the iced coffee for chamomile tea. Maybe. Worth a try. Now, something called sleep compression was mentioned. Sounds intense.
It sounds more intense than it is. It's really about sleep efficiency.
Efficiency. How so?
It means training your body to get high-quality sleep in a more condensed time. You stick to a very strict schedule, avoid long naps.
You sleep less.
Not necessarily. The goal is to cut out the waste time spent tossing and turning. So instead of being in bed for 9 hours but only sleeping 6, you aim to get 6 solid hours of sleep in maybe 6.5 or 7 hours in bed. It's about consolidating your sleep into a really effective block. Better quality, less time just lying awake.
Okay. Optimizing the time you're asleep. That makes sense. Efficiency. I like it. What about those specific hacks for different situations? Like if I need to memorize something?
Yes, great tip for that. Study or review the important info right before you go to sleep.
Really? Why then?
It seems to help reinforce the learning during sleep. Your brain keeps processing and solidifying those memories while you rest.
That's brilliant, especially for students or anyone learning something new. What about boosting creativity? You mentioned sleep helps with connections.
Absolutely. REM sleep, in particular, is linked to creativity. Your brain makes these novel links between ideas.
Like getting ideas in dreams.
Exactly. The transcript mentioned anecdotes about famous inventors, artists, getting breakthroughs in dreams. So while you can't force it, getting enough complete sleep cycles definitely helps create the right conditions for that kind of thinking.
Very cool. Okay, one more scenario.
hmm
The inevitable day when you just didn't get enough sleep, but you have to function. Any quick fixes?
Power naps are your friend here. Short ones, like 20 minutes.
Just 20 minutes.
Yeah, enough to boost alertness without making you groggy, that sleep inertia you get from longer naps.
Okay.
And here's a clever trick. The caffeine nap.
Caffeine nap. How does that work?
You drink a cup of coffee right before taking your 20-minute nap. Yep. Caffeine takes about 20 minutes to kick in, so you get the restorative benefit of the nap, and then wake up just as the caffeine hits. Double boost.
Whoa. That sounds like a superpower for tired days. A productivity cheat code, like the transcript said.
Pretty much. Now, speaking of phrases, the transcript briefly mentioned a few common sleep-related ones. Useful to know.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Things like mess up. I messed up my sleep schedule, or feeling like a zombie when you're exhausted.
Classic.
We use cheat code for the useful tricks. Stick to a schedule, obvious meaning there, emphasizing consistency. And turn into a habit, like making reading before bed a regular thing.
All good ones to have in mind. Okay, so if we boil all this fantastic info down, what's the single biggest takeaway from this deep dive?
I think the core message really is that it's not just about how long you're in bed, it's about the quality of that sleep. That's what truly matters.
Quality over quantity.
Exactly. And by consciously working on that quality, using these science-backed ideas, you really can unlock a smarter, sharper, more creative brain. Better sleep. It is the ultimate brain hack.
It really is. It's not some fancy supplement or complex technique. It's about optimizing this fundamental thing our bodies need. So for everyone listening, maybe just pause for a second. Which one of these hacks, these ideas, kind of stood out to you?
Yeah, which one feels like something you could actually try, maybe starting tonight?
Just pick one small thing.
And maybe think about this too. When was the last time you woke up feeling genuinely, truly refreshed? Remember how that impacted your whole day?
It makes such a difference.
So what's one tiny change you could make tonight, realistically, to get a little closer to feeling that way more often?
Great question to ponder. All right, everyone, go get some quality sleep. Seriously, your brain will thank you for it.